You already know what the monster looks like. Green skin, a flat head, 2 bolts in the neck, arms out, a slow groan, a lumbering walk toward a screaming village. But the real answer is far stranger, because the creature Mary Shelley actually wrote is none of those things, and almost everything you picture when you hear the word Frankenstein is a lie that grew up around the book, like ivy over a grave. Start with the name itself. Frankenstein is not the monster. Frankenstein is the man who makes him. Victor Frankenstein, a brilliant young student who stitches a body together from the dead, pours life into it, and then, the instant it opens its eyes, runs from the room in horror and never looks back. That is the part everyone forgets. The monster is not born evil. The monster is born and then abandoned. So who is the real villain of the most famous horror story ever written? Hold that question, because the answer is going to turn the whole thing inside out. Let us go back to where it began. It is the summer of 1816. A young woman, not yet 19 years old, is staying in a rented villa on the shore of Lake Geneva. Her name is Mary. She is there with the poet she will later marry, Percy Shelley, and with their neighbor for the season, the most scandalous celebrity in Europe, Lord Byron. But something is wrong with the weather. The sun barely comes out. Rain hammers the windows for days. The sky stays the color of cold ash, even in June. They did not know why. You do. Halfway around the world, a volcano called Tambora had erupted the year before, the largest eruption in recorded human history, and it had thrown so much ash into the sky that it dimmed the sun across the entire planet. Historians now call 1816 the year without a summer. Crops failed, people starved, and in a candle-lit room by a freezing lake, a group of bored young writers were trapped indoors with nothing to do. So Byron proposed a game. Each of them would write a ghost story. The men started and gave up. Mary could not think of anything. For days she sat with a blank page, and the others kept asking her if she had thought of a story yet, and each morning she had to answer that she had not. Then one night she could not sleep. She lay in the dark, and a vision came to her, fully formed. She saw a pale student of unhallowed arts kneeling beside the thing he had put together. She saw it stir. She saw the man recoil in disgust from what he had made. And she saw the creature open the curtains of the bed and look down at its maker with yellow, watery, questioning eyes. That image is the seed of the entire novel. A scholar named Anne Mellor, who has spent her career studying Mary Shelley, points out something crucial about that vision. The horror in it is not the creature attacking. The horror is the creature wanting to be loved and the maker turning away. Mary Shelley was 20 when the book was published, in 1818, with no name on the cover. Many readers assumed a man had written it. They were wrong about that too. And there is a reason the book aches the way it does. By the time she wrote it, Mary already knew what it meant to lose the people who should have stayed. Her own mother, the writer Mary Wollstonecraft, died days after giving birth to her. So Mary spent her whole life loving a parent she had never once been held by. A year before that sleepless night by the lake, she had given birth to a baby girl who lived only a few days. Her biographer, Miranda Seymour, has written about how that loss never left her, how Mary even recorded a dream in which she rubbed her dead infant by the fire and it came back to life. Read that, and then read the scene where a maker stands over a cold body and wills it to wake. This was not an abstract horror story. This was a young woman who knew exactly what it costs to bring something into the world and then face the question of whether it will be loved or abandoned. Now, let us talk about the creature she actually made. He is not a groaning brute. He is, at first, gentle. He wakes into the world like an enormous newborn, knowing nothing, feeling everything. He is cold. He is hungry. He does not understand why the moon rises or why fire both warms his hands and burns them. And he is alone. He finds a poor family living in a cottage in the woods. and without ever showing himself, he watches them. He learns their language by listening. He learns to read. He secretly gathers their firewood at night so their lives are a little easier. He falls in love with the simple kindness of these strangers who do not know he exists. Does that sound like a monster to you? The creature in the book is not stupid. He is one of the most articulate characters in the entire story. He reads Paradise Lost. He reads about the sorrows of a young man named Werther. He reads Plutarch on the lives of great men. And from these books he learns the one fact that will destroy him. He learns what he is supposed to be, and he learns that he is the opposite of it. Notice which book wounds him most. Paradise Lost is the story of a creator and the beings he makes. The creature reads it as if it were his own biography. He sees Adam, made by God, watched over, given a companion, given a place in the world, and then he sees Satan, cast out, alone, hated. The creature realizes, with a grief that is almost too much to read, that he is neither. He has a creator who fled from him. He is an Adam who was never given an Eden, and a Satan who never did anything wrong. He was simply made, and then left. Where in that picture, he asks, is he supposed to put his love? The literary critic Harold Bloom said it plainly. The creature, Bloom argued, is more intelligent and more sensitive than Victor Frankenstein. He is, in every way that matters, the more human of the two.
The tragedy is not that a man built a monster. The tragedy is that a man built a person, and then could not bear to look at him. So the creature does the only thing left to a person who has been refused every form of love. He asks for one thing, just one. He goes to his maker, and he makes a request that is almost unbearable in its modesty. He asks Victor to build him a companion, someone like him, someone who will not scream at the sight of his face.
And here is the hinge of the whole novel. Victor agrees. Then he changes his mind. He destroys the half-finished companion, while the creature watches through a window.
Everything after that, every death, every act of revenge, flows from that broken promise. The creature does not turn cruel because he was made from dead flesh. He turns cruel because he asked to be loved, and was told no, again and again and again.
And notice how the creature takes his revenge. He does not simply kill Victor. He takes away every person Victor loves, one by one, until the maker is as alone as the thing he made. He kills Victor's little brother. He arranges for an innocent young woman to be blamed and hanged for it. He kills Victor's closest friend. And on the night of Victor's wedding, he kills the bride. The creature is not trying to destroy Victor. He is trying to make Victor feel exactly what he was forced to feel. He is teaching his father what abandonment does to a person by turning him into one. By the end, the two of them are the same, a maker and his creation, chasing each other across the frozen top of the world, each one the only thing the other has left, neither able to stop. Mary Shelley wraps the whole story inside the journal of a sea captain named Walton, a man pushing his crew toward the North Pole in search of glory, willing to risk every life aboard for the sake of his own ambition. He is another Victor, caught before he makes the same mistake. The book is quietly asking him, and asking you, a single question. When your reach exceeds your care, who pays for it?
Whose fault is that?
This is the question the book will not let you escape, and it is the reason Frankenstein has survived for more than 200 years, while 1,000 other horror stories have rotted away. It refuses to give you a simple villain. Every time you decide the creature is the monster, the book shows you Victor abandoning him. Every time you decide Victor is the monster, the book shows you the creature strangling an innocent child. Mary Shelley gave the book a second title, and almost no one remembers it. The full title is Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus. Prometheus was the figure from Greek myth who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humankind, and was punished forever for it. That is the warning Shelley is handing you. She is not afraid of science. She is afraid of creation without responsibility. She is afraid of the moment a person reaches for godlike power and then refuses to be a parent to what they have made. Anne Mellor argues that this is why the book still feels so modern. Every new technology that can create something it cannot control, every invention that gets switched on and then abandoned by the people who built it, is a child of Victor Frankenstein. The danger was never the creature. The danger was the maker who walked away. And now, look at what happened to the story out in the world.
Over 2 centuries, the culture did to the creature exactly what Victor did. It took something complex and sensitive and full of language, and it flattened it into a thing. It gave him bolts and green skin and took away his voice. In most of the movies you have seen, the creature can barely speak. The most eloquent character in the novel was turned into a grunting prop. The world met Mary Shelley's lonely, reading, grieving creature, and it recoiled, and it remade him into something easier to hate.
That is the strangest part of all. The story is about a society that refuses to truly see the thing it has created, and then that exact society spent 200 years refusing to truly see the story. So when someone points at the tall figure with the flat head and says, "Look, Frankenstein, they are making the same mistake twice. They have the wrong name, and they have the wrong monster." Think about that the next time you scroll past something you have decided is ugly, or stupid, or beneath you, without ever stopping to learn what it actually is. The creature in the book was destroyed by exactly that. Not by hatred at first, by a glance and then a turning away.
By people who decided what he was before he ever got to speak.
The real horror of Frankenstein was never the laboratory. It was never the lightning.
It was the oldest and most ordinary cruelty there is. Someone reached out to be known and was met with a turned back.
You already know what the monster looks like.
You see him every time someone is refused the simple chance to be understood. You see him every time you look away.